sustainable business is no longer about doing less harm or offsetting the risk of your existing business model. It's now all about who can build those really exciting new business models which create positive impacts, which fix these broken systems.
It's about getting from a situation where we just cannot think how we're going to deal with a world of 10 billion people to a point where that becomes a massive market opportunity, and there is an enormous amount of wealth to be created in that process.
Across industry, banking, retail, consumer products, agriculture, health, all of those industries are in a situation right now where, for a variety of reasons related to the exponential pace of technology, their industries stand ready to be disrupted in a significant way.
The established companies, they tend to react, and react is the right word. And then the hardest to do is business model reinvention, where they actually stop and say, how can we completely reimagine the role that we play in someone's life? Or how can we reimagine the way we deliver value or fulfill a fundamental human need?
Innovators are all about shaking up the status quo, and they take us into a different future. I think it entails a degree of open-mindedness that's uncomfortable for some people. When things change this quickly, it is frightening, and a lot of stuff is in flux, and a lot of stuff is new and unfamiliar. We have a very clear choice. We can protect the future from the past, or we can protect the past from the future.
In the past, it was hard to think really big. You know, if you wanted to build an industry 100 years ago, it took you 100 years, right? But now you have people that are building entirely new industries in 2 to 3 years. And one of the reasons they're able to do that is because there are technologies that are incredibly scalable and that can deal with complexity.
I think disruption, whether you believe it's a positive or constructive force, is certainly an inevitable outcome of just every way in which we're set up as human beings. So I'm not sure one can see it as anything other than the weather, and it requires preparation and thought.
Many innovations, before they happen, get looked at and laughed at as being a toy. When we launched Skype, you needed a powerful computer, you needed a fast broadband connection. Inevitably, the old incumbents, AT&T of the world, were looking at this and laughing. Right? This is, just a toy. Only the very wealthy can afford it. Look at who's more like a toy now, the old rotary dial telephone or your mobile phone, which has Skype or other modern communication on it.
If you look at how quickly mobile phones have penetrated, it's been absolutely astronomical. You have the opportunity to transform an industry in a very short period of time. We've been able to sort of quietly enter a market, and within a year, for example, become the largest insurance provider in Cambodia, and within 2 or 3 years to double the insurance penetration in Bangladesh. And today we're registering around 600,000 new customers each month.
The key thing is that when you're dealing with very low income markets, trying to sell products is very difficult. That has been one of the sort of biggest challenges that companies addressing these markets have been facing. So we discard that approach and we provide our equipment for free, and then the entrepreneur runs a service of providing the power and the connectivity to their communities.
We always looked at energy as a standalone value, but energy alone is nothing. Energy is good because it helps others achieve things, do something with their lives, with their work, with their entrepreneurship. We said we should be open to collaboration. This means we should understand what the other people and the other pieces of societies need from us.
In the next 20 years, we want to have more of a positive impact than any other company on the planet. Because as proud as I am about what we're doing, we're not going to change the entire food system alone. We need to work with these good people and good companies. We need to work with young people who see promise in creating different business models in food. So it's going to take putting some of our cowardness aside, remembering that this world is ours to make better, and remembering that life is short. And you might as well spend it actually doing something that matters as opposed to just wasting away doing the same old damn thing.
If you make a breakthrough in innovation, you cannot keep it to yourself. And that's very, very important. I think it's in a different way of thinking about how you make money. To keep it to yourself runs the risk that it would die. If you license it to everybody else, you guarantee that they change their view, they change their method of operation, and they adopt your technology. And that's why we went from nothing to commercial manufacture of a product in less than 10 years based upon using carbon dioxide. That is way faster than traditional innovation technologies where everything's kept secret. So you've got to blow things open, and that means you've got to engage lots of people.
We face some absolutely huge, audacious goals as a planet that we need to solve if we're not going to wipe ourselves out. I think centralized control is slow. Sure, it can help you reach consensus quickly, but it doesn't always create the best outcome for everybody, which is why I am very passionate about the future for particularly the internet, as is moving towards a way that we can trust each other and transact peer-to-peer rather than through centralized systems.
A good trifecta for disruption, because you see it playing out time and again, is this notion of excess capacity, sharing economy, and crowdsourcing. That's the trifecta.
The sharing economy has many definitions, but the way I define it is it's an economic system that takes unused assets. It can be anything from spaces to physical stuff to capital. Unlocks the value of those by matching needs and haves in ways that create greater efficiency and access. This isn't a technology trend. This is really a transformation in how we can utilize assets and the flow of value and trust. I literally think we are in day one.
This is exactly what the internet is made for, sharing very specific resources easily among lots of people. What we're getting with this new collaborative economy is we're able to scale things at an amazing pace, to learn at an amazing pace, and to do hyper-local adaptation everywhere at this amazing pace. And it is profoundly the economy of the future.
Often these ideas start in the consumer-facing space. I think the next big areas are enterprise and industrial assets. So everything from like shipping and logistics to heavy machinery and equipment. And then I think we'll also see some really interesting things around utilities. So I think the Uber of X has kind of been done.
There are a bunch of different technologies that are coming through now which offer a great deal of potential to address some of the critical social and environmental challenges. And then we've got to think about how we take these new technologies and create the business models that will shift the economy on its foundations.